Hey everybody, Robert Phillips, a rock and roll speaker, also known as the Funnel Man. How you doing today? I hope everything's going okay. Today we are going to talk about reaching your target audience. Okay, fantastic. I'd like to welcome you back and everything. Thank you for being here at Step Into Your Future. And if you don't know what Step Into Your Future is all about, it's all about letting people know that they need to get involved in online marketing strategies and techniques. And you need to do that right now because you can't step into your future until you actually start learning online marketing skills and techniques. And the reason that you can't step into your future until you do that is because that is your future. Online marketing is your future. If you have a full-time job and you want to make some supplemental income, online marketing is the way to do it. But you've got to learn some things first. You got to learn some marketing skills. So today we're going to talk about reaching your target audience. Let's go ahead and get started. And if you do get value out of my podcast, do me a favor and share and follow me and subscribe and comment and like. I'm really trying to get the message out to hundreds of thousands of people. I've just started my podcast not too long ago, maybe a week or two ago. And if you could help me do that, I'd really appreciate it. So, reaching your target audience. A big factor to successful online marketing is knowing your target audience. Okay, you got to know who it is and you got to know how to reach them. And to determine what types of customers you're trying to reach, you need to be asking yourself a few questions. Some of those questions are, what age group are you trying to sell to? Are you selling to a specific ethnic group or gender? Will most of your customers be married or single? How fast will most internet connections be? Will you target customers who have children? What level of education will most of your customers have? Where will most of your customers live? And will your customers have a specific hobby? These are some questions that you need to ask yourself if you want to find your target audience. The more you know about your customers, the easier it will be to come up with a marketing plan. And that sounds right, doesn't it? The better you know your customers, the easier it's going to be for you to create a marketing plan. And you'll be able to design a website or a funnel that is most appealing to your target audience. And the biggest advantage of marketing on the internet is that it allows you to become very targeted towards your desired customers. Are you with me? Okay. So now if we want to target different types of customers, marketing online is the same as marketing anywhere else. There are certain products and colors and themes and different lingos that appeal to more than it does other customers, okay? More customers are going to, drift in this direction as opposed to another type of customer. So when you know what type of customer you're targeting, then you can meet their needs so you can grab their attention. When you use certain features, that pulls customers to your funnel or your website, then you're able to, gain their attention and their trust, right? For example, studies show that most female shoppers like to save money and time. And we know that's true, don't we? Over 80% of purchases in the home are influenced in some way by women. Well, that's a heck of a statistic, isn't it? Over 80% of purchases in the home are influenced in some way or another by the woman in the home. And also, the same studies show that women like to be able to compare cost fast and easily, right? And we know that's true. Women love to shop and they love to compare prices. And, my wife's always coming home, well, it was on sale. It was on sale. I couldn't pass it up. So An example here is if you're trying to target women customers, there's some things that you should keep in mind, like, are you going to be able to give them a feeling of comfort and community? Another thing might be you want your website, to deal with the everyday problems that they may have. Or you might want to focus on education, health, and family. Okay. Next, you need to get the word out, doing something innovative and creative online, as well as, using the latest technology. And that always gets attention. Would you rather look at something that was built back in 1990 for the internet? Or would you rather look at something that has progressed over time and the technology is up to date? No need to answer that because we know what everybody wants. They want a professional looking site or a funnel. And for example, like adding animation or flash to a video or create some sort of buzz about the product or service that you're selling. Just like email contains jokes and maybe some strange images, and then it gets forwarded, to everybody all over the planet. So what you need to do is come up with a marketing message and then forward it to all of your list, your family, your friend, anybody else and your list. If you're not building a list, you need to start building an email list because here's the truth. A list is the lifeblood of your business. I guarantee it took me years to actually understand that. However, a list is the lifeblood of your business, okay? And any time that you can get someone else to forward your emails to others, then you've hit a home run time and time again, I guarantee you. And, one great online marketing thing to remember is that quality, not quantity counts, okay? It's all about quality. And, you know, you want to avoid buying email list and, you know, focus instead on building your own list with your own people. Don't go out and buy a whole bunch of email lists from different people. Create these, from your um, efforts. And that way you'll know what's going on. Your people already know you. They begin to trust you. And that's what it's all about. Today, online marketing isn't about, as many people as you can get on your website or your funnel. Okay. It's not about how many people. Today, online marketing is all about how people react to your funnel and your website and what it is that you're selling. Now, when you build your website or your funnel, you know, even if you're not, selling a product or a service, it's still great for a specific target audience. You always need to have a website that is personalized. For example, even though Amazon sells products that appeal to all target audiences, they have still managed to create a personalized website that fits every customer, right? And this is the goal of personalization technology. Let me grab a drink here right quick. Throat kind of gives up on you when you're talking a lot, so you got to have plenty of water. And so, whenever you start your online business, try to limit the number of your products and services. Okay, try to limit it. Don't give people information overload because it's one of the biggest problems on the internet. If you give your customers too many choices, then they'll have a hard time making a decision. That's how come I like to keep my podcast from anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. I don't want to overdo it. Um, so, one mistake that a lot of people in the online business um, industry makes is that they focus only on self-promotion. And the bottom line is that customers don't care about you. They don't. I mean, come on, give it up. Customers don't care about you. They want what they want when they want it and how they want it, and they will pay for what they want. And believe it or not, they will not overpay. No matter what you think, they will pay what it's worth to them. And the only care, that you need to worry about is that you're you're selling things that can help them with their problems or their pain points, whatever's hurting them or whatever they're trying to learn. So when someone visits your website, you've got about maybe 7 to 10 seconds to capture their attention. I've learned this over years and years and years of doing online marketing like this. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars online, and you've got about 7 to 10 seconds, to capture their attention. And that means, that you have to tell this person why it is that they need you and your service and your products. The homepage of your website should tell people why your service or your product is just right for them. Okay? Your homepage should include, information about your company, and you need to have a personal bio about who you are, what you stand for, what do you do. On my podcast, Step Into Your Future, it's all about teaching people how to learn online marketing so they can continue to thrive and make a decent living for, them and their families. Okay? That's what Step Into Your Future is all about. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this, please do me a favor and subscribe and share and like and comment. Please do that for me. I'm trying to reach hundreds of thousands of people, and I'm trying to get them involved in online marketing. Did you know, even if you've got a full-time job, if you want to make some supplemental income, some extra income, online marketing is the thing to do. You don't have to quit your full-time job. Just when you get done with work every day, come home and put in an hour or two, if you can, if that's possible. If you can't do that, then make sure, you put in 3 or 4 or 5 hours a week on your online marketing skills, techniques, and different things to keep you updated. You don't want to be left behind. Online marketing is moving forward every single day. Okay? And if you're not sure whether or not your website is reaching the right people, ask them. It's as simple as that. Just ask them. If you provide something of value to people who visit your website, they'll give you information, I guarantee you. Things of value, would be stuff like PDFs, and I've talked about this in some of my other podcasts. Ethical bribes, PDFs, ebooks, video courses, instructional videos, white papers, anything that has any kind of value, we call it on the internet an ethical bribe. And what you're doing is you're creating an ethical bribe on the homepage in exchange for that person's information, whether it be name, email, phone number, or just email. Okay, an ethical bribe is there so you can actually give them an ethical bribe that has plenty of value in exchange for their information. That's what it's all about, And keep this in mind. Once you know the demographics of your customers, you'll know how to spend your marketing budget, and you can focus on your promotions, by using a targeted marketing strategy, not just anything. Because if you know your customers, then you can align your marketing strategy with what you know about your customers. And, even though you might end up with few people visiting your website, the ones that do visit will be targeted, okay? Like the people who come to my podcast here, Step Into Your Future. Once they find out it's about online marketing, then this is the place to come to find out about online marketing and changing your lifestyle. Let me ask you a question. What would $500 or $1,000 per month do for you and your family? Just $500 or $1,000 extra every single month. What would that do for you and your family? I guarantee you it would change everything. It would change everything. Believe me. So, um, I hope you're getting some sort of value out of my podcast. And we're going to stop right here today. It was absolutely fantastic speaking to you today about reaching your targeted audience and some things that you can do. And on the next podcast, we're going to talk about something that, is really needed in online marketing, and that is how to create profitable content. Because it's all about the content, my friend, I guarantee you. All right. On the next episode, like I said, we're going to be talking about creating profitable content. So until then, we'll see you next time. This is Robert Phillips, the rock and roll speaker, also known as the Funnel Man. And please, 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 if you're getting some value out of my podcast, please subscribe, like, comment, and share my podcast. I'm really trying to make a difference in the world. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next podcast. Have a great day. Goodbye.